guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Chinese with Charlie, and 我是 Charlie. In today's video, we're going to talk about sentence order in the Chinese language. I don't know what your first language is, but at least I know English and Polish, and in these two languages, sentence order sometimes could be very flexible. But when we speak Chinese, we tend to follow a kind of a rule. And of course, the material that I'm showing here on the board, I didn't copy it from any textbook or grammar book. I just made a rule by myself according to my knowledge. So maybe sometimes you can see some different rules, but as a native Chinese speaker, I think this is the simplest way for you to learn about Chinese order. Alright, so first, when we talk about a sentence or when we look at a sentence, we have to see different elements of a sentence. So generally, in a sentence, we can find those elements, but it doesn't mean that in every single sentence, all of those elements will be there. Let's just say, if you want to put everything together, then you tend to find those elements in a sentence. Alright, now let's take a look. For sure, when you have a sentence, we have a subject. So a subject usually is a noun or a pronoun. For example, something, somebody, or 我, 你, 他. They're pronouns. And then we need a verb. Verb is also the core of a sentence because without a verb we don't know what's happening, right? So a verb could be 是, to be something, to be somebody. Verb could be 很, to be how. For example, 今天很冷. If you want to know more about the difference between 是 and 很, you can click the link above and watch that video. And verbs also refers to different actions. So for example, to do, 做, to read, 看, to think, 想, etc. Now let's look at object. We don't have to use an object in a sentence, but if we do have an object, then you have to know object usually is a noun or it's also a pronoun. And then we come to adverbs. Adverbs could be like how you do something, or here we have two more specific examples. 也 means also, 都 means all or both. And then we have time element, or you can also say it's when something happens. And then we can also find a place element, which means where something happens. Alright? So you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very basic elements of a sentence. Here you can also, in Chinese, we have some special structures, but that's not today's point, so I'm not going to elaborate it here. Alright, so we have subject, object, verbs, adverbs, time, and place. Now, if you look at here, you will see very simple sentence has a subject, a verb, an object. That's the general order of a Chinese sentence. But what if you have time in that? What if you have adverbs in that? What if you have place in that? Then here I have already gave you where we should put them. If you have a time element, that is when something happens, you can put time in front of the subject or after the subject. Only these two positions, in front subject or after the subject. If you have an adverbs, then you should always put it in front of a verb. You should always put an adverb in front of the verb. If you have a place, you should always put it in front of the verb. But what if I have an adverb and a place element in the sentence? Then you should put adverbs in front of place. So let's suppose in a sentence you have all these 6 elements, then the sentence order should be a time, subject, adverb, place, verb, object. Or, since we can put time also after the subject, so the sentence order can also be a subject, time, adverb, place, verb, object. Alright, so basically we only have two versions. Yeah, only two versions. It's not really hard to remember them. Now, let's do some practice. Here, I have some words. Let's look at those words. 他们 they, 我们 we, 今天 today, 都 all or both, 看 to watch, to read, 也 also, 电视 TV, 书 book, 在学校 at school, 在家 at home, 明天 tomorrow. So now we have to segregate those words. Let's find which word belongs to subject, object, verbs, adverbs, time, and place. So here we can see 他们 they could be subject, so I will just write an S here. 我们 could also be a subject. And then let's find object. Object could be a TV, a book. And then let's find verbs. Verb, we only have one here, that is 看. Now let's find adverbs. So here we have 也, so adverb, and 都, adverb. Alright? And then time element. Do we have any time element? Yes. Here we have 今天 time element, 明天 time element. And then let's find place. So here we have 在学校. And then 在家 at school, at home. Now, since you already know which word belongs to which group, then you can create several different sentences according to the order of the structure. So let's say we say time, subject, adverb, place, verb, or object. Then we can say 今天我们也在家看书. 今天我们也在家看书. So today we're going to read books at home as well. Let's switch the place of time. So earlier I said 今天我们也在家看书. I can also say 我们今天也在家看书. No difference, because time could be in front of the subject, can also be after the subject. Let's try another one. We are going to talk about tomorrow, 明天, and we don't use 我们, we use 他们, and then we don't use 都, we don't use 也, we use 都, and we don't read books, we watch TV. So I can say 明天他们都在家看电视. Right? 明天 time, 他们 subject, 都 adverbs, 在家 a place, 看 a verb, 电视 is a TV, right? So it means tomorrow they're all going to watch TV at home. Alright, hopefully today's video was helpful to your Chinese learning and could help you to build up your sentence in the correct order. And I have a takeaway for you. You can write me several sentences. Try to use all of those sentence elements to make the sentence more complicated. So the more complicated it is, the better. And let's see whether you know how to write a sentence in the correct order. Okay, that's all for you today. See you next time. Bye bye.